more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons, the Transformers.
The water cooling system for the drill has stopped. Cease drilling and get to the surface. To the surface! Fast!
Hey guys, welcome back for today's unboxing video. Today I'm going to be trying to do Scrapper, transform him. He's a shoveling machine or whatever it's called. You can move his front part in all kinds of different angles with a nice double ratchet here and some other joints, or another ratchet on the scoop itself, and these handles. So yeah, you got all kinds of different angles you can make with it. Very nice. He's got the rubber wheels which spin very nicely, some kibble on the bottom, and yeah, that's basically it for the way it looks. Front side looks like this. And from the bottom, I think it's going to be quite simple, the transformation. The only part I'm kind of curious about is this part, which is probably for Devastator. And you can lift this all the way up as well. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but we're going to take a look at it in the upcoming transformation, which will be starting now. This should probably be a good angle. So yeah, my plan of attack, I think I'm just gonna start with the bottom part, try and get that done, and then see about the top part. I don't really know where his face, oh okay, so his face is right here. And yeah, I think I'm gonna start off with the bottom part. So yeah, I guess this is the way the legs are supposed to, what the legs are supposed to look like. I'll be looking it up in the manual, of course. I've made some maneuvers here and there, and it might be so that I've moved them one way and then a couple of seconds later moved them the other way around again. I don't know what I'm doing here, but I think this is the way they're supposed to look. They look pretty decent, I gotta say. Like they're all filled up everywhere. They're pretty solid. So I'm guessing that this is the way it should go, but I don't know for sure. It'd be nice if I could pack this in a little bit better. Let's take a look at that. Maybe that works just slightly better. Okay, so for the top part, let's look into that. So this is a new feature I have not seen on any of the other robots, I don't think, with the little slider here to get his hand out. It's pretty stuck. Maybe this was in the way. Let's see if the other one is easier to take out. Seems to be something in the way here. I think I just bent my nail on it actually. Okay, so pulling the hand out was easier than sliding the slider. I'm not sure what part on the inside is holding it back, but I think I'm just gonna try and pull this one out as well. Because that is a lot easier. Finishing the final slide. And I have no idea where to leave these parts, like this little flap right here and the ladder, or this little brace part. Guess that would work. I guess I'm just gonna leave it like this. Actually, I don't know how else to do it. I'm thinking that these little pegs will have to go in this little hole right here, but I'm not sure about that. So let me just check that out. Seems to work. Squeeze it all tight. Well, if I do it like this, which I guess looks alright, I won't be able to push the cabin in anymore on the back, which is weird. Okay, so maybe it's not supposed to go like this after all. I think this is the way the cabin should go on this back. Okay, so I think I'm gonna be leaving the transformation at this for now until I'm looking. I'll take a look at the manual. Yeah, a couple of things, like the lower arm. It's kind of messy with all these this little leather thing, the brace, the opening lid to uncover his fist. The slider for the fist, it's all a bit iffy. I'm not sure about many pieces of the transformation, but I do think it looks cool. I like this. For some reason, I don't like the purple on this guy. Maybe it's the hue or the amount of purple. Maybe they should have added a little bit more yellow little parts, like with Mixmaster. But overall, I do like the way he looks. It's got this little translucent visor thing going on. This is what his face sculpt looks like. I guess that's pretty toon accurate, sort of. Little, like most of the characters, little dip to the front and small one to the back. Slight wobble left and right, like really minor. And with this guy you can actually make him look down a little bit more, because his face is hidden inside here on a little panel, which you have to slide out like this. So you have a little bit more room to play with downwards. Ratchet on his arms can't make the full 360 because of this shovel part which is in the way. As I've mentioned before, the guns tend to drop whenever you play around with it because they don't grip firmly enough. I mean, like, they could have just made a little hole here in the fingers and a little bag right here, which you enclose by closing the fist up, but sadly they didn't. It would have made it a lot more tight, but I digress. He's got this little joint right here, no ratchet. Basically the same as with Scavenger. I would have preferred if I had been able to pull it out a little bit, or have both that and a butterfly joint right here, because there's not a whole lot you can do with his arms right now. Like, you can extend it a little bit like this, like almost 90 degrees, and you can turn them around like this, and that's about it. Like, no other movement is really possible on this guy and Scavenger. He does have a inward elbow movement, which is pretty cool. You don't see that on a lot of toys. It's mostly because of the transformation, I think, but it does come in handy when wanting to position him in a certain way. He's got a single jointed elbow, and with the little extension to the inside, it's that might give some very nice options. You can twist his fist around as long as it's fully extended from the forearm. It's on a little mushroom bag, like, you can move it around like so, but only when it's like fully extended, and it does tend to shift inwards a little bit again, like yeah, that sliding mechanism is not very nice. Nicely done. Yeah, it's not very nice. As far as hip rotation, you can move him from here because of the cabin being sort of in a way. You can move him around like 360, because the cabin is just only barely not in the way here. No ab crunch, none of them have an ab crunch, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think any of them have. A thigh rotation right here. A knee joint, 90 degrees. His skirt is on the skirt flaps are on both joints, so you can move them sort of out of the way to make him kick forward. Let me see how far that actually goes. That's about 90 degrees. Backwards, not a whole lot because of this thing being in the way for now, but it might be so that I actually have to shift it over upwards and have this thing turn up on its back differently. I'll see about that in a minute when I take a look at the manual. And his ankles are on a joint like this, so you can basically give him a sidewards a shift if necessary, and a toe dip. You can dip his ankles a little bit for whatever purpose. You may want to make him stand on a bar or something. Too bad this skirt part doesn't like nicely go underneath his stomach. It does do it, but you have to force it through. But yeah, it works, so it's all good. And I guess that's it for movability and posability. Yeah, there's something about the purple, like there's too much purple, and this purple looks pretty cheapish, as it does on all of these guys. Like it's a different sort of plastic than the green and the metallic parts are, I guess. And it does give them a sort of a cheapish look. Even though I do like the design on this guy, so I think these will have to go up. So yeah, let me just check out the manual to see what I was missing on the transformation, and I'll be right back. Sorry guys, I just had to play around with it for quite some time actually. The balancing is quite an issue for this guy. He's very back heavy because of these two things on here. I really think I'm overlooking something. Maybe it should just go like this and it will be less back heavy. I'm not sure. Seems like it. But yeah, balancing is a real tricky thing for this guy. So I'm gonna look in the manual now to see how the transformation was actually supposed to be done. Okay, so apparently the scooping part of this guy was actually supposed to be all the way up, I guess. That's what it looks like on most of the pictures. I really don't like that look. I'd rather have it tucked away right behind his shoulders, even though I would prefer for this spiky part to show up a little bit. Which is why I was actually looking forward to having these pins stick into his back. But then that leaves me with this part, which I can't put anywhere. And I can't take it off its back either, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it says anything about the cabin part having to be released from his back. Doesn't really say anything about that. At first I thought it said something about it right here, but it's actually about that part, that orange part right there. So it's not the cabin itself. And so I guess the cabin is just supposed to be tucked in the way it was already in truck mode. And this part you probably have to like do it like this, but I don't like the way that looks, so I'm just gonna keep on pushing it down because I like that to look better. Looks a little bit more tidied up, I guess. And yeah, the weapons are a real problem on these guys. I think they could have done a better job on this guy, to be honest. Is it my least favorite? I guess it actually is. Even though Mixmaster had quite some troubles with being back heavy as well. maybe I could have done something different about this mechanism right here. But I don't think so. Because it's just too bad, because the balancing part is really bad on this guy. Anyhow, I've mentioned that enough already. This is it for Scrapper. Too bad about this one, because I was very content with the way the other guys looked, and the transformations were doable, I guess, if I knew how to actually what they were actually supposed to be looking like. They look cool, the designs are cool, the plastic is alright, some parts feel a little bit cheapish. We got some rubber wheels on some guys. Yeah, I just wish they would have done a slightly better job on this guy or something, I don't know. It's still not a bad figure, I still like it. The worst part on these guys is probably the lack of ratchets on some of the arm joints. The fists, which can only open and close, I just like individual fingers. And the arms on Scavenger and Scrapper, which are too tight to the body. That would have been nice if you could extend that. I guess those are the biggest gripes I have with these guys. Oh yeah, and overall, probably maybe balancing issues. Like the ankles could have been put on ratchets, I guess, or maybe just tighter joints. I don't know. It could have been. They could have done a better job at that, I think. Overall, I would still definitely recommend this set. I don't know what Devastator looks like exactly, how sturdy it is, but I'm expecting it to be pretty cool. And I'll be trying to make a stop motion video of that again, just to give you guys a glimpse at what it looks like when the individual characters transform into their car modes and then into merge into Devastator. And I think it's going to be pretty huge. These guys are individually already pretty huge, and it's definitely a recommendation. Jinbao Builder.D. You could probably get it with the expansion set on AliExpress for 180 euros, something around there, maybe 160 if you're lucky. Yeah, I would definitely get it. I think these are some of the best Constructicons out there, even though they're years old, and there's a lot of different variations of Constructicons available on AliExpress. I would definitely recommend this one. And Devastator is going to be about 45 centimeters high or something like that. I think with the expansion pack, it doesn't make that much of a difference, but it does make a difference. More on that later. And yeah, thank you guys for joining me in this series of the Constructicons Devastator set. And later!